What's up, YouTube? It's your boy RushMoreRick. We're back with another reaction video. Cops discover entire murder caught on camera. Let's see what we got. Let's tap in.
I would like to turn myself in because I'm very mentally unstable.
Okay. And what's going on there?
I murdered my girlfriend. You'll need to use forceful entry to get into the house.
Police! Yep, she's dead. She's right here. We got her.
And then I just lost control. It was almost like something else, possessed me. I got to spend time with the vessel that was Shannon, and I got to absorb her spirit. She said, "Are you kidding me? What the chance? Stop. Wait, please stop. I'm dying. I love you. I love you." And then she didn't speak another word.
This is 27-year-old Chance Donahoe, who only hours earlier confessed to savagely murdering his ex-girlfriend in her Columbus home. But as investigators soon learn, violence was only part of a far more disturbing story, one fueled by control, betrayal, and delusions of power.
So are you, as we speak right now, are you feeling like you're a god right now?
I mean, yeah.
The following is based on official police records, and the footage has never been seen before. In the early morning hours of August 29, 2023, a chilling call comes into dispatchers at the Powell Police Department, and it's from Chance himself.
911, what's the address of your emergency? And your name?
My name is Chance.
Okay. And what's going on there?
I murdered my girlfriend. You'll need to use forceful entry to get into the house. I plan on taking myself to the police station after this phone call.
Do you want the police to come to you?
Do you want the police to come to you?
Can they come to you?
I would like to turn myself in because I'm very mentally unstable, and I'm worried that I'm going to commit by cop if the cops come and pick me up. So I need to go into...
Question. Do you need a degree to be like a police dispatcher? Do you need any type of some jobs be OD. They be OD on your experience or your qualifications. But is this one of the jobs that you could just, for shits and giggles your way in? Can you do that as a police dispatcher? Because a lot of the videos that we watch on this channel where these suspects are talking, suspects, victim, whoever, witnesses, whoever, they're talking to these police dispatchers. And I can only think of one in which the police dispatcher was locked in. They were, they seemed very knowledgeable on their job. The rest of these police dispatchers are fucking terrible. They're just they're I don't know what it is. To me, they're terrible.
To the station for my safety and the police officer's safety.
Well, do you want to go ahead and get in your car and go ahead and drive to the police department, and I'll stay on the line?
Yeah.
Chance is confessing to murdering his 29-year-old ex-girlfriend, Shannon Hyatt. As he continues speaking with Powell Dispatch, the call is relayed to Columbus authorities, who quickly send officers to the address he provided.
Caller is in Powell on the phone with dispatcher now. What? He's going to do it. A cop in Powell. Why are we going to Berkeley?
With Columbus officers now en route to Shannon's home, Powell Dispatch continues speaking with Chance, hoping to gather more details.
Do you have any weapons on you, Chance?
I have the murder weapon with me.
Are you able to leave that in your apartment? I want you to leave that in your apartment, okay? I don't want you to take any weapons with you.
Okay.
What is the murder weapon?
It's a knife. Is there any way that I could put it somewhere where there's a child in the home and I don't want him to see it?
There's a child in your...
There's a child in the home and you don't want the child to see the murder weapon, but the murdered woman is still there on the floor that can be seen by the child. So you don't want the child to see the murder weapon, but shit, if the child walks into the room and sees the murdered girl on the floor, that's... What the fuck are we talking about?
Your apartment?
Yeah, I live with my mother, and she's standing right next to me, holding me accountable for making this phone call. And I just don't want my little brother to see it. He's only 7 years old.
Okay, can we put the knife on top of the refrigerator?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I want you...
Why is she Why does this nigga have to be talked to like he's a kid? He's 27. He's 27. This nigga has like child like you're being talked to as if you're a fucking 2-year-old.
You to put it on there, not your mother. I don't want your mother to touch it.
Okay. I'm going to put the knife on top of the fridge. Don't touch it at all. Okay? I'm going to give my mother one last hug before this all starts.
Okay. All right, go ahead and do that.
I'm going to go to prison now.
As police close in on his location, dispatch continues asking Chance questions, attempting to keep Chance stationary until units arrive. But the clock is ticking, and it's only a matter of time before he catches on.
Are you in your car?
Yes, I just turned on my car. Give me a second. I can't really move my hand very well.
You're fine. Stay there for right now. I just want you to take a couple deep breaths, all right?
Okay.
How's your finger doing?
Can't really move it.
How deep did it go?
I'm pretty sure it sliced the ligament.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to send a medic to you first?
No. I'll receive all my treatment at the jail, please, and thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Where are you at in the lot, just parked right in front of your apartment?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I need to bring myself to you, and I don't want to be tricked into being picked up. And so I'm going to refuse to answer that.
So I was about to say this. Obviously, this nigga's not normal, but he's not dumb. He's smart. Because that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to get him to be picked up. But this nigga, he's smart. He's a smart guy, obviously.
But I'm in my car. The car has started, and I will not disconnect this call until I reach the jail cell and you have spoken with an officer.
Okay.
Verifying that. I am not safe.
Okay.
I am not a safe person right now. And the safest thing is for me to turn myself in at a jail.
Okay.
Not be picked up. Because if guns get drawn on me, I don't know what I'm going to do.
As the call continues, Chance leaves the apartment complex and begins driving. But Powell officers have found him, and they're closing in fast.
I left the apartment complex, but I need to pull over real quick and put the address in.
You left?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you at?
There's a cop right behind me, and I know that I'm being followed and everything. If you have this officer on dispatch, I need you to tell him to just follow me to the police station.
Can you just pull over and let him put you in the back?
Why are we negotiating? Like, can you just pull over and possibly maybe let him arrest you? Like, is that possible? Is that okay with you? Like, because if you don't want to, that's fine. But the cop officer is right there. Like, why are we talking to him like this? This nigga is not a fucking 8-year-old boy. Tell this nigga to stop. You are the dispatch. You are the only voice of communication that we have with the nigga who just murdered his girlfriend. Tell this nigga to stop. Put in the order for the cop that's tailing him to stop him, to use unlawful force. This nigga just killed somebody. Like,
he can take you to the police station? It'd make it so much easier, Chance.
How?
It would just make it be done right now.
Okay.
Okay? Can you just pull over right now?
Yeah.
Thanks to dispatch stalling Chance's departure, officers
good job, dispatch. Good job.
Were able to intercept Chance less than half a mile away from the address he left from. He turns at an intersection and pulls over into the Sheetz gas station, where the police make contact for the first time.
Can you make commands? Because you probably can't hear me on this side.
Can you put both hands out the window for me?
I got both hands. Well, his hands are back in. Put your hands out. Keep them out. Keep your hands out.
Take one of your hands and open your car door. Open the door from the outside. Face away. Face away. Keep your hands above your head. Slowly.
It's like a big dude.
Start walking backwards.
Walk back towards me. Back towards the sound of my voice. Keep walking back.
With Chance fully cooperating, officers place him in handcuffs, then shift focus to the vehicle. unsure of what else might be.
Niggas said if guns get drawn on me, I don't know what I would do. These niggas drew guns on you. You're not a demon, buddy. You're not a demon.
Inside.
This side, doors open.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
He's got gloves.
Yep. Blood on it looks like it.
Got anything on you, bud?
Nope. I got nothing.
Nothing.
I've got 25 bucks in my pocket.
Okay.
It's secured. There's gloves. Look like blood on it.
Are you injured at all, Chance, besides your finger?
Just a little scratch on this other hand, but
Your other hand?
Your laceration on this pinky
When did that happen?
during the attack.
Okay. And you put that bandage on yourself?
Yeah, it's just a napkin and some medical tape.
Officers place Chance in the back of a patrol vehicle and remove his shoes, revealing blood-stained socks underneath. Both the socks and shoes are placed in paper evidence bags as they wait to transfer him to Columbus PD custody. Meanwhile, outside Shannon's home, Columbus officers prepare to make entry, unaware of the horror waiting on the other side of the door.
Hey,
Check the door.
yo.
Check the door.
Hey, yo.
Police! Yep, she's dead. She's right here. We got her. Clear the house. Let's go.
That's 11. We're clearing the house. We got one down on the floor.
Did she get shot or did she get stabbed?
Everything has one.
Pulled her throat out? Dude, he had to like core her throat out or
There's
something.
blood in the hallway. You see that?
But I mean, there's a hole.
Struggle.
Hole like this big in her throat.
Inside, officers find Shannon Hyatt on the living room floor, riddled with numerous stab wounds across her upper body and a deep slash across her throat. A large pool of blood sits beneath her, with additional stains splattered across the carpet and couch. She's pronounced dead on scene at 6:18 a.m. Columbus officers relay the information to their dispatch, who then notifies Powell Dispatch that Shannon has been found deceased.
He killed her. Oh my God, it makes me sick to my stomach.
As the weight of the news settles in, Powell officers arrive at the home of Ashley Ratka, Chance Donahoe's mother, where the 911 call was originally placed.
How are you, Mom? Okay. Can I just have you step out here real quick? Is there somebody else with you? What's up, Pop? Just your... Okay. Is he awake? Okay. I just want to make sure
So he murdered the girlfriend at that house and then went to his mom's house? Is that what's happening here?
he's okay. That's all we got to do is just make sure he's okay for right now, okay?
Is Chance at the police station now?
We have him in custody, yeah. He went voluntarily. Okay. All right. Hey, ma'am. Is there a knife?
Yeah, it's on the top. I see it.
Inside the residence, officers locate the knife on top of the refrigerator, just as Chance described to the 911 operator, along with a pile of his clothing next to the washing machine believed to be the first outfit he had on when he initially approached Shannon's house. Ashley's other son is also confirmed to be safe and sound, sleeping in his room. Chance's mother is later questioned by investigators, recounting the events leading up to the initial 911 call.
He woke me up at like 5 in the morning and said, "Mom, I need to talk to you."
And if you don't want to talk to me, you don't have to. I'm really sorry you're going through this. I really am.
So then he said the knife was in his car. He said his phone was in his car, and he said he was gonna go sit somewhere for a minute and have an hour of freedom. So I said, "Chance, you need to just call 911 right now. You need to just do this." So he did.
His mother's in.
I be feeling so bad for parents, some parents, because usually there's telltale signs that bad parenting ultimately led to a person doing the things that a nigga like him just did. And you don't ever want to give a nigga a reason why you did evil shit. You know what I'm saying? No matter your circumstances, you shouldn't be out here taking the life of a person. That's not your right. It's nobody's right. But at the same time, you could feel bad for some parents because a lot of parents try their best. They don't purposely or intentionally do anything that lead to their children becoming murderers. You know what I'm saying? But they're stuck with the idea that now I'm the parent of a kid who's a murderer. My child murdered somebody. My child is going to prison, jail, never going to really be able to see them again. Outside of a cell, outside of a prison, outside of visitation.
Insistence may have been the only thing that kept Chance from disappearing. Now in police custody, he's transferred to Columbus PD and taken to the Franklin County Jail, where he would be interviewed just a few hours later.
I had a major psychological break and kind of completely and utterly lost control of my actions, which I know is not an excuse, and I need to pay for my mistakes. Basically, me and Shannon are going through a really bad breakup right now.
Right.
Because I am unable to be honest and unable to not steal and unable to not take advantage of people that are around me. And I took advantage of her a lot. She's been just making all these Facebook posts about our breakup. And
I've read some of them.
She's also come after my mom and stuff. And it's kind of one of those things where it's it's one thing to drag my name through the mud. You can take all my friends. It hurts. But I just kind of lost it whenever.
That would be frustrating and hurtful, right?
Saying things like me and my mother's relationship is extremely inappropriate, implying that we want to have sex with each other, and disgusting. Are you serious right now?
Did that piss you off?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, what
you have the audacity to start publicly saying that the reason I date older women is because I have an Oedipus complex. You're only 3 years older than me.
Chance's perspective lines up closely with what his mother also tells investigators.
Obviously, there's not a reason to ever murder someone, but this girl has been messing with him pretty significantly since they've split up, and they've only been split up for a week, but she was a problem. And I anticipated it getting worse before it got better with her stalking him, and she no longer had control of him, and I think that was...
So his only way out was to kill her, though? Come on, dude. People have problems in their relationships all the time. All the time. It happens. But when you try to take it upon yourself to get yourself out of a situation, and you're murdering somebody to do that, that's kind of extreme. Me personally, I would just think it's a tad bit extreme.
Making her crazy because she had a lot of control of him before.
We were unable to locate the specific statements both Chance and his mother claim Shannon posted online. However, we were able to locate one post made just 5 days before her death, shared in a Columbus-based Facebook group called Are We Dating the Same Guy?, where Shannon publicly warned others about Chance, stating that he stole my prescription medication and money out of my bank accounts, and also claimed that the money was used on powdered drugs. Back in the interrogation room, Chance begins responding to the claims made about him.
Did you feel betrayed?
In that moment, I felt betrayed the whole breakup.
Sure.
She's been just telling everybody everything, which I'm not gonna lie, I would do the same thing if somebody did that I did to her. But she told me that she wasn't gonna tell anybody about the theft and stuff because I paid her back the money that I took. And the only reason I took the money is because she took my debit cards because she didn't trust me with finances. And I'm not trying to sit here and say all of my actions have a rational and logical explanation. Because I don't want to be this way. I don't want to lie, but I don't know how to stop. I don't want to steal, but I don't know how to stop. Shannon thought that the stealing had everything to do with the addiction to ketamine, when in reality, I go through bouts of unemployment because of the nature of my work. Mm-hmm. And so I run out of money. And then Shannon gets, or would get really mean and say really nasty things and all that. And so in my mind, just take this money, give it right back to her as your money so that she shuts the up and everything can be like happy and peaceful, and then just replace the money before she finds out that it was taken.
But for Chance, the theft and online posts weren't the only triggers. There was something else.
She had started sleeping with Matthew, who she had like just recently started being friends with and told me not to worry about.
Who's Matt?
It's always the guys that they tell you not to worry about.
Matthew is somebody that she was having some form of romantic relationship with.
Okay.
I didn't have a reaction to it, honestly. I was just happy that I had what? I'm just happy, like I'm still happy. Like, I don't know, I'm not like happy about it. It's up and it's a horrible thing, but at the end of the day, like, I don't know.
But jealousy and heartbreak were only part of the equation. As Chance opens up, he reveals a fractured state of mind that had already begun to crack.
I have undiagnosed schizophrenia.
Okay.
I have auditory and visual hallucinations. I went to a music festival this past weekend and kept like seeing Shannon everywhere, and I thought that she was like following me around to like keep.
Weren't you there with her at Legend Valley?
No, not at Legend Valley.
Okay.
Just this past weekend at Wonder Bus. Downtown. I was there and I was working the festival, and she has known about every single move that I've made since we've broken up. Like where I'm at, what I'm doing, who I'm hanging out with, everything. And so like I was getting really paranoid and frustrated because I thought that she was kind of like stalking me. I went directly to my mom's because I just wanted to tell my mom face to face. And I woke my mother up and I said I killed Shannon.
How did your mom take it?
Like, shook, shaken. And then she kept just saying things like,
I mean, I would imagine somebody waking you up out of your sleep, out of your slumber. You're not just somebody, your child, somebody that you raised. You know what I'm saying? You raised this person. You never had the idea or the thought that they'd be capable of doing something so extreme as to murdering somebody. Yes, you know, the situation that they have with the whole, their partner is not the best, they're controlling, they're this, bashing them on the internet, but still to take it to a level to where you got to take her life and your child just wake you up at 5 a.m. to tell you that, I wouldn't know how to feel either. I'd be shook my damn self, you know?
You had your whole life. Anything that Shannon could have done to you, we could have worked through.
Literally.
Like, this was not worth it. Some dumb girl was not worth this.
As Chance speaks of hallucinations and paranoia, his mother tells investigators she'd seen this unraveling begin long before the murder.
He didn't have any medication for the last couple of weeks. He was diagnosed bipolar disease for one thing.
You said he hasn't had his medication?
No, he was on Abilify, he was on Wellbutrin, and he hadn't had it for the last couple of weeks.
I can't tell you why he did what he did. Maybe he told you.
He told me it was like hearing voices and all kinds of stuff like that. And I told him, like, just love him so much. I love my son so much. And I just can't believe this is happening.
I'm really sorry.
I feel so bad for her family too, and even though she was like doing whatever she could to mess with him so much, like she didn't deserve that.
Sometimes you can't control your kids, you know. I mean, he's an adult and he made decisions, and that's not on you, that's on him, you know. At some point, you gotta let them be adults.
I have, and I've done that. I've played that card, I've done every single thing. I've tried to do it all. He's been in and out of counseling since he was like 4 or 5 years old.
What his mother could only fear, Chance now begins to admit in chilling detail.
I was just kind of driving around because I just didn't really know what to do.
When was this?
This was at about like 11 o'clock.
Last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just driving around between like 11 and like midnight.
Okay.
And just kind of like trolling around.
This is confirmed by Shannon's front porch camera as it captures Chance's car driving past around 11:11 p.m.
And I thought to myself I should check myself into a mental hospital because I'm not really all that safe. I actually just like drove by her house before I like went back to my mom's house and changed into clothing. And I saw a van, and then I saw a person that looked like Matthew leave, and I just kind of didn't think of anything about it because I don't know what kind of vehicle he drove.
So then you drive?
I just drove by because at first, like, all I wanted to do was just like knock and talk, but like, I don't know. I know like this doesn't make any logical sense because knocking and getting the police called on you and getting a trespassing charge is far less severe than getting a murder charge. But sure. I got to spend time with the vessel that was Shannon, and I got to absorb her spirit and get some of her back.
This nigga is crazy, bro.
We have some video, like from the neighbors, like cameras or video systems, and it looks like you had walked up to the house maybe with like a t-shirt on initially.
Yep.
Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Around 11:57 p.m., a neighbor living next door to Shannon's home catches a glimpse of Chance walking through her yard and across the driveway, unknowingly capturing a critical moment just before the murder takes place.
That was the time that I like drove past and was like, saw the van, was trying to like work up the nerve to like go up to the door, but like didn't really know what to do. So I guess I don't know why, but I was just like, why don't you just like kind of just like see if she's even like here. And so I peered into the garage window to see if her car was there, and then I tried to see if I could see what room she was in without her seeing me on her cameras and stuff. And then I didn't see anything, and then whenever I left, I was like, you need to just go home, and you need to just give your mom your car keys, and you need to check yourself into a psych ward.
So when you walked up to the house 11, whenever, you hadn't planned on hurting her at that point?
No, not at all.
Had you seen Matt yet, or?
I saw Matt whenever I was actually just about to come around the corner to try to like knock on the door.
Okay. Did he see you?
No, he had his back to me and he was coming out of the door, and then I got spooked and ran off. I had like this weird thing that was just like, well, if you want Shannon back and you can't get her back, you can like take her life force and then you'll be together forever. And so like I went home and I changed my clothes into all black, and I grabbed a knife and I went over to her house and I approached the door, which I'm sure you'll see on her doorbell camera, Ring camera, at some point throughout your investigation. I twisted the doorknob. She screamed, "I will call the cops." And I slammed my shoulder into the door 2 times. After the first time, she said, "Are you kidding me?" Because I think that she thought I was just being obnoxious and pounding on the door or something. Or honestly, I don't even know if she knew it was me until I got into the house, because I had a bandage on my face whenever I was outside. And then the second shove gave way and I didn't make a noise. I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. I just started stabbing Shannon, and she didn't even realize what was happening until I had stabbed her a couple times, and she said, "Are you kidding me? What the Chance, stop. Wait, please stop. I'm dying. I love you, I love you." And then she didn't speak another word. I don't know how many times I stabbed her. I know it's a lot. I also know that I cut her throat to speed up the process. And I just remember looking at her and feeling like I was like taking on like her spirit, I guess. And like, I don't know, I felt less alone than I'd felt since our breakup in that moment.
Shannon Hyatt suffered more than 30 stab wounds across her upper body, along with a deep slash to her throat. She had multiple defensive injuries, evidence that she fought to survive. But the horror didn't end there. For nearly 3 hours after her death, Chance remained inside the home, doing things so unsettling, even investigators struggled to make sense of it.
What?
He murdered her and left her there for 3 hours. 3 hours of just being with the corpse. I don't understand that.
I took her house keys and her phone after I killed her.
Okay.
I don't really know why. I don't have her password or anything, and she has like the thumbprint, so you can't like get into it. But like, I took the keys. I screwed a piece of plywood to the front doors to keep it closed.
Why did you shut the front door like that?
To be completely honest with you, so our cats didn't get out.
Yeah, that's good. No, I mean,
I think it sounds ridiculous, but you
didn't want the cats to get out.
That was a concern of mine. And I'm not gonna lie to you, there is a part of me that's very upset knowing that they slept together, because the first thing that Shannon said whenever she got out of our relationship was, "I need to be single for a while and really figure out my own."
Right.
And then I saw something that she wrote down saying, "I feel like I'm really falling into the same patterns with Chance with Matt, and I don't know how to feel about it."
Where did she write that down?
It's in her notes on her phone.
Okay. How did you get into her phone?
I used her thumb after I killed her.
Okay. So
I'm a full psycho stalker mode, dude.
Huh?
I'm gonna be completely blatantly honest with you.
That's why we're here.
In the aftermath of the murder, Shannon's back porch camera captured.
Like, this is evident. One, sometimes, bro, you gotta know how to let shit go. Niggas like him, you know, with this whole, I don't know how true this is, because like, one thing I'm noticing, a lot of these people, a lot of these killers, a lot of these murderers, they like to play crazy. To me, he's responding. He's telling you detail by detail what happened. I feel like he's fully capable. He's fully, you know what I'm saying, mentally capable of understanding the major thing that he just did with murdering his ex-girlfriend. But I feel as though niggas just need to know how to let certain shit go. You know what I'm saying? If you break up, if you felt like your relationship was so bad to the point where she had to break up with you or you break up with her, you gotta learn to accept that. You don't just harbor on feelings that, like, you gotta learn to accept it and move on. Because if you don't, you can find yourself playing this back and forth game that could ultimately result in, this could have been different. This could have been, he tried to break into her house to do harm to her. She could have ended up doing harm to him. You know what I'm saying? You don't put yourselves in a situation where you're throwing your life away simply because you can't handle that your partner broke up with you and she's not taking the time to be single. She wanted to be under the next man. That's her business. So what? No matter what she tells you. I don't know if you know this, but in the year of 2025, people lie. Men lie. Women lie. You know what I'm saying? A person could break up with you fucking tomorrow and say, "Oh, I just want to be alone." And then you come to find out that they dating somebody else, or if they've been seeing somebody else, they've been talking to somebody else, and that's their business. You know what I'm saying? Once y'all establish that y'all not together anymore, You can feel however you want to feel, but at the same time, it's not your business. It's not your place. So him, even if she lied to you and said that she just want to be alone, but you discover that she's not alone, she has somebody else, so what? Nigga, move on. You don't take that girl's life. Even if you feel as though she was making your life harder by posting about your breakup publicly, that's her platform. That's her platform to give her perspective. Y'all can't let people bother you this much to the point. You can't. Because now you just threw your life away.
Captures chilling footage. At 2:04 a.m., just 6 minutes after her screams are heard, Chance's shadow appears in the window, and for a brief moment, a blood-covered hand is visible. His shadow returns multiple times throughout the early morning hours, a silent presence inside the home, long after Shannon's final breath.
Why are you moving her body at that point?
Because the door is busted and her feet are about 1.5 feet maybe away from the door.
Okay.
And if I want to do any kind of going in and out of the front door, there's just a dead body right in blatant view. So I rotated her 180 degrees. Went outside, smoked a couple cigarettes.
When you say I went outside, did you go out front?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have sex with Shannon?
Mm-hmm.
Murdered the girl, and then we got a guy, right, who's having relations with dead bodies. Like, this nigga is, I'm telling you, a lot of these guys want to play he's not playing crazy. This nigga is a sick individual. A very, very sick individual.
Afterward?
Mm-hmm.
At that point, was she dead?
Yeah.
Did you feel aroused, like looking at her?
Not by like her deadness, but like I was still.
How are you sexually attracted to a dead body with multiple stab wounds into it, blood all over it? You slit her neck, her like you know what I'm saying? All this is still real in that moment. So where is the sexual attraction coming from?
Very sexually attracted to Shannon.
She was beautiful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how long do you think that lasted?
Oh, like 5 or 10 minutes.
And did you wear a condom or?
Mm-hmm. It was another just acceptance of guilt.
Yeah. Do you remember where you ejaculated? Was it inside of her? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. How long do you think she had been dead at that point?
I don't know.
From here, Chance lays bare a disturbing justification, one rooted in a delusional sense of power and a belief that Shannon was something to possess or consume.
You mentioned earlier that if you took her life force, mm-hmm. that you would feel closer to her. What does that mean exactly, like as far as?
Well, it's kind of like a Native American belief of like absorbing the soul whenever you kill an animal.
Okay.
And like, I don't know, like you're absorbing it and like, I don't know. I oftentimes whenever I'm experiencing episodes of psychosis, think that I'm a god.
Okay.
And will kind of view people as like just kind of things. I've never been violent to this extreme before, but I definitely just like, well, if I'm God and I take away your free will and I release your spirit, I take your spirit back.
Okay.
And I mean, I still feel like that.
So are you, like, as we speak right now, how are you feeling about like our interactions? Are you feeling like you're a god right now?
I mean, yeah.
And we're like objects in front of you?
I mean, you're not necessarily objects, you are people of authority, and I am paying the price for like human laws and stuff like that, because I am in a human vessel, but like, yeah, like definitely like a god, and like can make things happen.
What's the tattoo stand for?
It's the Om symbol. It represents the sound frequency. It's been recorded and picked up throughout the entirety of the known and explored universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's often referred to as the God frequency. It's just kind of a religious representation kind of thing.
Next, Chance is asked to confront the weight of his actions.
Do you feel bad, or do you just...
I feel guilty for taking Shannon away from the people that love her. And I know that a lot of people are gonna miss her. I do feel guilty about that. Processing emotion is something that I've always really struggled with.
Okay.
Ever since I was a kid. Like,
so he doesn't feel bad about, essentially, like, damn, this nigga do a lot of talking around the bushes. I will say that. He don't feel bad about the murder, but he feels guilty of taking away, obviously, a person. He took away somebody's, I don't know if she had kids, so I ain't gonna say mother, but somebody's daughter, sister, aunt, cousin, you know what I'm saying, friend, best friend. You took that person away. Just, that's.
I'm more of an analyze emotion rather than like feel emotion. I'm losing everybody that has ever cared about me to this relationship. And I felt really alone. I wanted Shannon back. And now I have her back. But I also wanted to take something away from her. But I had absolutely nothing to take away. And except her life. And so I did it. I stabbed her over and over and over again until she couldn't speak and was making weird raspy sounds, and then I slit her throat open.
As the interview nears its end, Chance offers his final thoughts of justice, remorse, and the pain.
Like, I feel like the niggas who be in these little interrogation rooms talking to these people, like literally, like not even a foot away from them. There's a table between us, and I'm listening to you talk to me and tell me this stuff. And like, I would be just like, I understand you got to have a very, very high level of composure in situations like this. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to abuse your authority in these situations, because essentially you're just trying to gain information. You're trying to piece together the story of why this happened tonight or why this happened last night, whenever it happened. But like, damn, it's just like the human in me would not be in the slightest able to just sit here and allow you to describe the things that you did without an ounce of remorse in your voice. This nigga he don't sound remorseful at all. He doesn't sound sorry at all. He sounds completely competent. So, like, he says, I don't feel emotion, I analyze emotion. Like, nigga, you obviously feel emotion because you felt the way seeing that your ex-girlfriend moved on so quickly. You're able to feel emotion, so I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? You felt jealous. You felt lonely. You just said that. So that's an emotion. That's a feeling. You were able to feel. You did all this just because you felt some type of way. You didn't just do this because you know what I'm saying, for shits and giggles. You ain't do this just because you could. You did this because you felt the way. You wanted something that you know that you couldn't have back, so you decided to take it from the world. That's why you did this.
Pain he's caused Shannon's family.
I appreciate you sharing with me what happened. So at least her parents have a little bit of peace to know that the person...
A little bit of peace? Poor choice of words. There's no peace coming from this. Their daughter is dead.
Responsible is in custody, right?
No.
No.
I'm a very eye for an eye type of person. I think that the only justice would have been if I was dead too. With all due respect, I'm a dumb and a murderer, but I'm not somebody that runs away from my consequences. In your experience, do the parents of the victims even want to hear anything?
I think this is all going to be out there. The trial, everything else, they're going to know. I think they would like to know how you feel about what happened.
I want you to tell them that Shannon didn't deserve to be a victim of my shortcomings.
See, and look, that's why they try to play crazy. I kind of thought that we were getting to the point where he was taking accountability. You know what I'm saying? He said, with all due respect, he's a dumbass. Yes, you are. He's a murderer. Yes, you are. And he said that he's not a person that runs from his consequences. As you got yourself there, it seems you're not a person that runs from consequences. But if you're going to take accountability, take full accountability, you know? Don't sit here and say she was a victim of my shortcomings and my mental illnesses. No, she was a victim of you barging into her apartment at 1 in the morning and taking her life, stabbing her multiple times, assaulting her body while she was deceased. She's a victim of you, of your actions, not the things that's going on with you. She's a victim of you. If we're going to take accountability, let's do it all the way.
Chance Donahoe was indicted on aggravated murder, murder and abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. According to news sources, he accepted a plea deal and pled guilty on August 8, 2024 to aggravated murder and abuse of a corpse, and was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 31 years.
How we feel about that? Y'all let me know. This is a long video, so I don't want it to run too long. We at fucking 48 minutes. Probably the longest video I ever did. But life with a possibility of parole after 31 years. If we're being realistic, does he survive 31 years in there? Probably not. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? Something may happen to him after they discover what he did. He gonna get in there and he gonna realize, you know what I'm saying, I did some fucked up shit on the outside world and I'm not built for being in here. And he might try to take the easy way out, or somebody may, you know what I'm saying, help him take that easy way out. It happens. But it's your boy RushMoreRick. This is another reaction video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you don't miss nada on the channel. Thank y'all for watching, and we're out of here. Deuces.